So you write all this elegant code, right? But have you ever stopped to think about how your computer actually understands any of it? It's all about translation. And today, we're diving into the two master translators of the digital world, the compiler and the interpreter.
I mean, it's a fantastic question, isn't it? We're typing out instructions in languages that are designed to make sense to us humans, but the machine itself, the actual hardware, it speaks a completely different language. So how on earth do we bridge that gap?
Yep, that's the key. It really all just comes down to translation. Just like translating between English and Japanese, we need some way to convert our instructions into a language that the hardware, specifically the CPU, can understand and act on.
To really get what's going on, we first have to understand the two very different sides of this communication problem: the human-friendly language we love to write in, and the raw, fundamental language the machine actually speaks.
So on one side, we've got high-level programming languages. The whole point of these is to be closer to our human languages. That's why we can use familiar words and logic to write code. Think of languages like Python or JavaScript. They let us express really complex ideas without having to think like a circuit board. And on the other side, well, you've got machine code. This is the computer's native tongue. It's nothing more than a raw stream of binary, just ones and zeros, that the hardware can process directly. No translation needed for the machine. This is what it understands. And here you can really see that language barrier in action. Over on the left, a command that's super easy for us to read, and on the right, that's what the computer actually needs, a really complex pattern of ones and zeros. The gap is just huge. So how do we cross it?
Well, our first solution is kind of like having a live, simultaneous translator sitting right next to you. This is the world of the interpreter. Okay, so an interpreter is a program that does its job on the fly. It doesn't bother translating your whole program all at once. Instead, it reads one single line of your code, translates just that line into machine code, and then immediately hands it off to the CPU to execute.
The process here is really sequential and, immediate. The interpreter grabs that first line, translates it, the CPU runs it. Then it just moves on to the second line and does the exact same thing, repeating this whole cycle until it hits the end of your program.
A perfect real-world example of this is JavaScript, the language that makes basically every website you visit interactive. Your web browser has an interpreter built right in. It reads the JavaScript line by line, which is what allows buttons, animations, and all those other dynamic things to work instantly as you click around.
All right, now for our second solution. If the interpreter is that live, on-the-spot translator, then the compiler is completely different. It's more like a meticulous scholar who translates an entire book from start to finish before you ever get to read a single page. The key difference here, the big takeaway, is timing. A compiler doesn't work line by line, not at all. It takes your entire program, all of it, and translates it all at once, creating a brand new standalone file, an executable, that the computer can run directly. So this process is totally different. First, the compiler reads everything. Then it does the full translation, creating that final executable file. And only after this whole upfront process is finished can you actually run your program by double-clicking that new file.
So where do we see compilers being used? Well, think of languages like C++ or Java. These are the absolute backbone of applications where raw performance is everything. We're talking complex desktop software or those big, graphics-intensive video games.
All right, so we've met our two translators. Now it's time to put them head-to-head. Let's really see how they stack up against each other.
This table really lays it all out. First, the process. An interpreter is line by line, while a compiler translates the whole thing at once. Now let's talk speed. An interpreter is actually faster to start because it just gets going right away. But, and this is a big but, a compiled program runs much, much faster after it starts because all that hard translation work is already done. And finally, errors. An interpreter will just run until it hits a bug, then stop. A compiler, though, it's more like a proofreader. It checks your entire code first, and if it finds any mistakes, it won't even create the program to begin with. So after that face-off, who's the winner? The truth is, there's no single champion here. It's not about which one is better, it's about which one is the right tool for the job you're trying to do. Yeah, it all comes down to picking the right tool. For things like web development or quick little scripts where you need to see your changes instantly, an interpreter is absolutely perfect. But for those huge, demanding applications like an operating system or a high-end video game, you need the raw execution speed you can only get from a compiled program.
And that brings us to a final, interesting thought. For decades, that speed difference was maybe the most important factor. But as our computers get ridiculously fast, will that trade-off between starting quickly and running quickly even matter as much? Will the lines between these two classic approaches start to get a little blurry? It's definitely something to think about.